Xiangli Yao is the first male limited since Jian, and of course he's a free unit. Xiangli Yao is an electro main DPS who deals primarily resonance liberation damage. He has a separate skill and forte empowered version of it, with an alternate version of each of them when in his resonance liberation. Though his damage outside of liberation is comparable to Encore outside of her liberation. It's not bad, but it's also not great. As such, you'll want to focus on his burst within his liberation. His liberation combo revolves around building up his alternate forte bar, which is only active during his liberation and separate from his normal forte meter. There are two ways to fill this up fast: the follow-up aerial combo to his skill, or 3 basic attacks. As such, the Liberation Burst combo is simply skill, follow-up attack, empowered skill, then basic attack combo and empowered skill, and then skill, follow-up attack, and empowered skill again. In terms of weapons, his signature weapon is a very large gap above other choices due to the lack of synergy he has with most standard gauntlet weapons. Though it's worth noting that the Battle Pass weapon, Stoner, can nearly match Abyss Surges when the former is maxed out in rank. However, other 4-star options lose out by quite a bit due to their base stat difference. Let's talk about builds next. For the following build calculation, we'll be using his signature weapon as well as 4 good median subset rolls per echo. Xiangli Yao's ideal build uses Lingering Tunes instead of Void Thunder. This isn't because the outro buff is a game changer, as you might recall that his outro is only a very small portion of his damage. This is more that Void Thunder is awkward to use, as it requires a more advanced rotation to set up a Memphis swap, as well as having to use a heavy attack for a portion of the 5-piece buff. At the end of the day, though, the difference between the two builds is less than 2%, though this may fluctuate depending on your weapon and echo substats. Some people also asked about using Flautist as a 3-cost, which is just a raw damage echo that is much faster to use than Tempest Memphis. I simulated this as well, and it's a considerable loss as it still forces you to devote a swap to it. Now we'll look into sequences and alternate echo cost builds. This following graph will examine his personal damage with Lingering Tunes and his signature weapon, alongside variant sequences and builds. His sequences start out slow, with his 4th sequence being a Party Liberation bonus buff, which is extremely mediocre. However, his last 2 sequences are extremely significant in terms of value, and each are worth nearly as much as the first 4 combined. The standard 4DD11 double Electro 3-cost build is optimal for S3 and below, with 44111 pulling ahead after S4 due to the additional saturation that it brings to the damage bonus multiplier. So, how does his damage compare to others? Before we look at the numbers, a quick reminder that these are based on theoretical rotations that have varying practicality in their real performance. So, it might not be a 100% accurate comparison, but gives a good idea of the raw damage potential nonetheless. In a team with Yinlin and Marina, the estimated team DPS is just shy of 50k. To put a better perspective out there, a simple Calchero rotation with the same team members outputs around 40k, while a Jinchi and Juji team is a bit stronger, sitting at 55, and an Encore Xiangli team is a notch above that, at nearly 59, albeit much harder to play. That's about it for this quick guide. I hope it was helpful in understanding the basics of Xiangli Yao. All the calculations were performed in my public DPS calculator, which is available in the description if you wanted to do some theory craft of your own or even double check my work. This is my first quick guide I've done for Lua. Normally, my analyses extend to almost 20 minutes long, but I wanted to try something new, so let me know what you think about this format. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!